Before that, though, the man who spent 2 years behind bars because he was stateless and stuck in a legal limbo.
Du came to Nottingham after escaping from the brutal civil war in Sierra Leone. But he's stuck here because he can't go back without documents to prove his nationality.
Well, now he's met the Home Secretary as part of a campaign to stop the indefinite detention of foreign nationals. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
He arrived here in Nottingham 14 years ago. Now he's fighting for permission to settle here. Du's his nickname. He's not entitled to work or to claim benefits or housing, so he's surviving on charity handouts. Du was 17 when he escaped from the brutal civil war in Sierra Leone. He says he agreed to return after failing to get asylum here, but the Sierra Leonean authorities wouldn't accept him without proof of his nationality, so he was sent to an immigration detention centre.
I tried to kill myself because I thought I had no hope. When you're there, there's no any hope, because in the next minute they could come and say to you, pack your things, you're going, and you don't know where you're going. Even when you're sleeping, you could be awake. It made me very angry.
Du spent almost 2 years behind bars at several detention centres, one of thousands of foreign nationals locked up, not for committing crimes, but because they've been told to leave the UK and they're waiting to be removed.
So it says on here that...
Du says he was eventually released because the border agency couldn't find any country to accept him. Now he's back in Nottingham, where this vicar's leading a national campaign against the indefinite detention of foreign nationals.
What really concerns me about this is that very often we're talking about vulnerable people who are being put into prison and held without any sense of how long they're going to be there. Is it a couple of days? Is it years? And we're the only country in Europe that locks people up like that. It's dreadful. It costs the taxpayer a huge amount of money, up to 200 million a year, and it's very damaging.
Karen and Du have even raised their concerns directly with the Home Secretary, Theresa May. They've asked her to send officials to discuss how to end indefinite detention.
I was left for too long, and I don't get letters. And I don't get a visit, no family, no friend. So I was just dumped there all on my own.
And their campaign's attracting some support across the political divide. In March, a cross-party group of MPs said detention in immigration centres should be capped at 28 days. And now Du says he just wants to settle down and the right to earn a living.
So Jeremy, what's the Home Office position on this then?
Well, they're trying to strike a difficult balance, really. They say detention's a last resort, and they do recognise that there are some serious concerns, so much so that Theresa May's already ordered an independent review into the welfare of people being detained. On the other hand, though, they say these detention centres are vital for enforcing fair immigration laws, so the government can remove people who don't have any right to stay here.
But how can it be that some people are detained for so long?
Yeah, well, the first thing is they say that most people are held for less than a month. I think the problem comes when the border agency can't prove people's nationality, because as we've heard, that can make it very difficult to get travel documents. In some cases, they think people are deliberately withholding information to avoid getting deported, and of course that can delay their cases. And that's really why MPs have already voted not to introduce a 60-day limit on immigration detention.
OK then, Jeremy, for now, thanks very much indeed.